This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so CAMRON's post with Melissa Ford was deleted, okay? And he is suspended for till December 10th, 2023. So now he has to use the It Is What It Is page. This is where Melissa Ford tried to imply that Mace and CAMRON, they talked about like going to a house back in the day when they were like 17, 18 and brought a girl home. And Melissa Ford was like, I think they were 20 maybe. And they said, Melissa Ford said, how do we know those girls were of legal age? She tried to start something and put something on of what ifs. Now it's not Me Too. It's what if? What if he could have? He could have did this. Melissa Ford, you're going down a slippery slope. Yes, Jason Lee and Melissa Ford had problems. It came out. I know she had left because she had some issues, but then she kind of she called out Jason Lee on the Drink Champs interview. You can bring that up. And Jason Lee responded politely, believing that there's still a friendship to save there. And I think they did save their friendship, but he said she believed she owned part of Hollywood Unlocked when she didn't, or something like that. It was a big issue. Now, CAMRON now his Instagram's messed up, right? So he calls out the Joe Budden podcast. Now, Joe Budden and CAMRON have had issues in the past. In 2017, when Jim Jones went on Funk Flex and was talking about, CAMRON's this and that, and they had their back and forth, Joe Budden chimed in, and he said, when Jim got emotional during the Funk Flex interview, right, and the rise and fall of Dipset ending the beef with Jay-Z and signing to Rock Nation, CAMRON got on live to speak it through, right? Well, Joe Budden had some comments on this. Let's see, we're going to go back to 2006. Continues. Oh, okay, then he said, here it is. CAMRON says, nah, we Dipset Bird Gang. That's just our nickname. So what I did was, I'm just being totally honest, I copywrote the name Bird Gang because I'm like, if you're not trying to do nothing shiesty or try to separate yourself, it shouldn't matter if I got it. You want to branch off and do your own thing, that's not a problem, but you told me you wasn't. So I was like, all right, I'll put it to the side. For some reason, Joe Budden decided to respond to CAMRON's copyright claims on his self-entitled podcast, saying, when he said, you told me you wasn't doing nothing with Bird Gang, so I copyrighted it, I would have effed him up immediately. So Joe Budden called out CAMRON. CAMRON responded and said, you can't afford these problems. Basically, that's what he said. I forget exactly what he said. But that's one part of the beef, 2017. Recently, Nori and Joe Budden were on a podcast, the Joe Budden podcast around April, talking about, everyone wants to do sports podcasts now, and they're failing, and this, and cooking shows, and this. CAMRON took that as a shot and responded, right? Nori denied it, but we know it was, they were feeling jealous, because like CAMRON was in Mace were working as a sports show, and obviously they got a big bag a couple months later. So now we got CAMRON responding. Let's get to this because I know that's what you're really here for. Listen to this.
In the 90s, which I was talking about, the actual year I was talking about was 1992. We was in a whorehouse. And we was laughing, having fun. And we saying, whatever, we was in a whorehouse. Mace don't always give me permission to talk about our old stories because, he's a man of God and he got other shit going on, but he remembers his past sometimes, so sometimes he let me talk. Anyway, I'm talking about this time we in the whorehouse and all that shit. Talking about we slid a bitch, all this shit. Cool, whatever. I see a clip where on Joe Budden's podcast where Melissa Ford is talking about, it might have been underage girls in there. First of all, I only like older bitches. Second of all, was 1992. We was underage. That's A and B. We wasn't supposed to.
Exactly. That was my point. They were under 18. Think about when CAMRON and Mace got on. They were so young. They're in their mid-40s right now, right? Mace was out in 1997. Okay? Big in 1997. So was CAMRON, 1998, right after that.
To be there. We wasn't 18. I just turned motherfucking 16. I ain't even defending myself on that nonsense. You're not even from this country. I don't know what the fuck was going on in the whorehouses in Canada or wherever you from or whatever pedophile shit they on, wherever you from. We not on that. I ain't even going into that. More of the story, she said it. Knowing the times we in, Joe Buttons and them went in on whatever. They're like, yo, that's some serious allegations, this, that, and the third. But they didn't edit it out. So from two things I take from that, they either threw her under the bus or they said, fuck it, let's get the ratings or whatever they want to do. Either way it came out, it could have been edited out. It wasn't live like I'm doing live right now. So I ignored it because it was nonsense. So I ignored the shit. We said a little something on our show, but we don't get that. We don't give this type of energy I'm doing on live. That type of business on our show, my nigga. Our shit is sports and our fun. So this energy don't go on our show. This cam energy on my own personal time. So we said a little something. I ain't even say nothing. I said, fuck the bitch. The bitch don't know what she talking about, whatever. So yesterday, whatever day, she issues an apology. I'm like, nah, don't apologize. Because I was going to address it when I felt like addressing it. But the reason I addressed it yesterday is because it's like, yo, you say that foul shit, because that's some foul shit to say. Man felt like that shit, like, and the times we in for you to make them type of allegations, don't know what the fuck you talking about? You serious? Come on, my nigga. Come on, my nigga. Stop playing with niggas, man. Anyway, she tried to apologize, and I said to myself, nah, because if I address it in a month or whenever I felt like addressing it, people gonna be like, oh, Kim, she apologized, leave it alone. You can't just say shit like that, and 3 days later, 2 days later, be like, oh, my bad, I wasn't thinking. You damn right you wasn't thinking. You wasn't thinking. Y'all shouldn't have said that. You know, that's some serious allegations. Why say that in the beginning? You're not even from here. You're not even from this country. I could have went straight to Ice-T, fucked you in the bathroom for $2,000 when you was fucking doing waitressing. I didn't even go there. You used to fuck in the bathroom. The Kit Kat Club, one of them old ass club, bitch. Stop, you a video vixen. Anyway, in the 90s, so I was talking about
Yo, Joe Budden, you better get her off your podcast, man. She's going a different route. Time to clip her from the podcast. It's the end of the year. Time to trim it up. Trim it up. Because you know what? CAMRON and Mace have an original idea. Joe Budden was doing podcasting for a long time, way before a lot of people too, okay? But it's evolving into something that's a little weird with Melissa Ford, okay? You know, I really like the Joe Budden podcast with Rory and Mal on there. I don't really care for Rory and Mal so much by themselves, but as a unit, it kind of balanced out because you had three very different personalities and nobody was falling in line, right? Parks was a good, you know, he was good commentary off camera. You know, it was good. It was fine. But now everyone has to fall in line under Joe because Joe is Joe now, right? It's not just a podcast that everybody started together and it grew. Now, Joe Budden hired everybody in there, right? Except for Parks. Parks was down from the beginning. But everybody else. So, you know, I know they were friends and everything, but they're falling in line because they need that. Yeah, they're going to get that check every week, right? And they were introduced to the situation, even though they were friends with Joe personally. That situation, Joe is Joe, right? Because now his Joe Budden podcast is one of the top podcasts, right? CAMRON's right. CAMRON was underage when he went in there. If anything, the girl should have been arrested for something, right? And she got exposed because she was a video vixen, and Game even dissed her in 2004 or 5. Remember, he said Melissa Ford driving a Honda Accord. You know, like she was the butt of a lot of jokes, right? And yeah, I don't know why she took that turn. She's supposed to be the female voice on the podcast, but you made that up. You don't even know anything about that situation. They just said that. She should have just said, "Oh man, they went to that place like that." She didn't have to go another step and make up something, an untrue fact. Anyways, what do you guys think about this? Do you think that Melissa Ford should be let go from the Joe Budden podcast? I think she's a liability at this point. What do you think? This is Jordan Tower, JT News. Peace.